Good afternoon, welcome to the demonstration of O2's Messenger platform. The platform has the ability to send and receive SMS messages. There's a number of different ways that you can send messages and use the platform. One, it's got a simple UI where you can log in anywhere that's got internet access. You can log into the platform, access the UI to send and receive and look at your reporting. We've also got a full API suite that can be used. So it's got the ability to integrate using multiple different languages to send, receive, and any of the functionality that goes through the platform. It has that availability within the API documentation. To create an API key, it's really simple. You just jump into API keys, create a new API key, drop in any IP addresses that you want that key to be locked down to, save new API key, and then you'll get the access to the API key that can be plugged into the documentation when you're looking to embed that API into your platform. I'm going to talk you through a number of different sort of use cases and try and bring them to life for various different sort of sectors that we work in. SMS has two main channels, one for marketing and one for transactional messages. And we've currently got multiple use cases across all different verticals out there, which really either drive in ROI or cost efficiencies. The key to SMS is all around the speed of the SMS. So whereas an SMS sending through this platform, we look for delivery between sort of 3 and 5 seconds from you clicking the send button and it arriving on that handset. So it's really key about that quick and swift messaging that you get with your customers. So if you want a customer to act here and now, SMS is a great channel to do that. People tend to read their SMS very quickly. I think we've got an open rate of within the first 5 seconds of 98% of people check those text messages. So it's a really powerful tool when working out there. The first method that we've got is we're always looking to support customers to build their databases, and some might have a great database of phone numbers that people have opted in to send messages. But we also got some good tools where we can help customers engage within those SMS. So on our inbox tab, we've got a couple here. One, we've got Zest on 60777. So you'll have seen this on TV shows and heard it on the radio. To find out more information, text the word Zest to 60777. Texting that in, we've got the ability to do bounce backs and other information we can set in there. And we've also got the ability to host mobile phone numbers on the platform as well. So if you're looking to engage in a two-way conversation, we can have the mobile phone conversation, customers can respond back, and you can have effective two-way conversation through the platform. In terms of the keyword on a shortcode, we'd look here at settings. What we can do is when someone texts into the inbox, we can set an automatic response back. So someone texts in, the message is going to come back from Zest4. And we're going to send this text message back, and we can build out later on the demonstration. We'll talk about how we can build a text message. On the right hand side of the platform, it's about looking at what we do with that text message. So first of all, we're going to add that sender to a contact group because I want to send to those people at a later stage. We're going to forward that email address onto someone if we want them to action on it. Or we can forward it onto a URL to be picked up for some integration points. Or we can forward that message onto another mobile number. So if you're looking to have this word plumber on 60777, they might text in that, and they might want access to an emergency plumber. So you might text it to whoever's on call to pick up that message. We'll forward that to the phone number, and then that person can act on that. Or we also use it for server alerts if the servers are down, where we can integrate and get messages in to trigger into people from that side of it. So here of all, I've said the content of the message. I've asked people to text in the word Zest, and I'm going to get them any of those with their first name, and we're going to forward that first name, and we're going to build it into that contact group when customers text in. So outbound communication, the first thing you need to do is build up a contact group, and we've mentioned there, I'm building this Zest4 group out from all the people that have texted in. I've got a list of their phone numbers there. Obviously, I might want to add more people to that contact group. There's a number of different ways we can do that. First of all, we can add them singly. So if I've got a contact group and I just want to add one person, I can type in their phone number and details here. I've also got a ability, if I've got a bunch of numbers and I just want to paste them in there, we can also do that, and the system will automatically remove any duplicates from the system there. I've also got the ability, in the most common way we've used it, by Excel or CSV file. We'll ask the people to put all the phone numbers in one, all the first names in another column, all the last names in custom fields in other columns, and we'll upload that to the platform and identify which column it is linked to which custom field. We've just been talking around about the data we can hold on each person. So we obviously want to personalize some of those text messages that we're sending out to customers. So we've got the ability to merge custom data into the text message. So we obviously hold a phone number, also first name, last name, and 3 custom fields. So if we're looking to send it for an MOT garage, for example, we might have in there that the registration is, and the service is going to cost, I don't know, £120. So when we're building that text message out later, I might put in the word custom 1, custom 3, and then we embed that mail merge, that unique information in for the customers as part of that text message. So we look to build our contact group first. Once we've got that contact group, we're going to look to send the information. So on the send screen, we've got 2 sides. First of all, we've got who we're going to send it to, and I've built this Zest4 contact group there that I'm going to look at sending that out to. Then we're going to pick the sender name. For the sender name, what we've got the ability to do is to send and keep that branding of your customer. So we can change the mobile phone number to any 11-digit alphanumeric combination. So you can see here we've got O2 demo, we've got Zest4, which I'm going to change it to here. And we can pick out that sort of, and that will be delivered to that handset. So we're really getting trust with the customers as they're receiving that message on their handset. And that can be set by each of the individual users. We've also got the ability to show the last previous messages, last 6 previous messages, any templates that might have been built within the platform, that we can also store those there. And so if you're using the same messages all the time, we can just drop it in and we can pick that message out for you. I'm going to type mine in manually. So this is where we can going to start constructing our message. So I'm going to put hi, insert first name. So anyone that we've got the first names, I'm going to mail merge those through. Please click to see our and then what we can do here is text messages are ideally we want to keep them under 160 characters. After that, the system can still handle it, but you'll get charged for 2 text messages. But we've got a number of different tools which allows customers to send out much more information. So the first one is our attachment tool. So you can see here we support all these different file types. So that could be Word documents, PDFs, sound files, videos. And I've got here one of the Zest4 documentation for the out of bundle charges, and I want to send that as an update to all my customers. So I'm going to insert that into the text message. So you see here now I'm hosting a text message. That file is going to be hosted. So when that text message comes through to the customer, they'll be able to click on that link and get an update of the documentation. So saving on postage costs. We can identify if customers have engaged with that information as well. So we can see if they've opened it, click-through rates, what phones they're using, what devices. We've also got a mobile web page builder. So we've got the ability to build a mobile web page. They can sit within there. So if customers don't have mobile optimized and they want to send out a little bit more information, part of the platform here, there's a little wizard where they can build a little landing page with lots more information. So if it's about a promotional event and they want to send a little bit more out with a little bit more uniqueness about it, they can build it there. We've also got our short link tool. So we've got the ability to take any web URL. So here I've got a Zest video, which has got a YouTube link to one of their promotional videos. I'm going to insert that into the text message. And here we've got, this is the link. And then we've got a little bit of information that we tag on the end to be able to advance track to actually understand what each of the users are doing with that link. If I wasn't interested, I could just delete that advanced track element. I can send it out and save myself a little bit of characters. So I'm going to leave it in because tracking is really important for me. And then what we're going to do here, we've got our survey tool. So it's a really great little tool where we can add a HTML web page with drop-down box, radio buttons, star ratings, so we can gather information from customers, whether that's a customer satisfaction survey in this instance, or whether it's asking information about their no-claims discount from insurance companies, or it can be used for a wide variety of data gathering reasons, and it's got really high success rates. So one of our big insurance companies that we work with, they used to claim no-claim discounts by calling people up or sending letters. What they've decided with this tool, where they ask people to put all their information into this web page, they've now claimed over 90% of all no-claims discounts within 2 text messages. So for a couple of pence, they're gathering all that information where they were sending out letters, spending an awful lot of call of staff time sending phone calls to chase people up. it's now a really quick way of gathering that information out. So just bear with me, I'm going to drop that in again. And this gives you a little idea of what that might look like. So that landing page here is branded up as O2. I'm going to click to start, and this would all be on the phone and optimized on the phone screen. And you'll see that when we send that through. I've got some star ratings here. Could you please find some feedback? Great. Next page, and we can build multiple questions on the same page, and we can do a little bit of branching where if they answer a certain question, we can push them off to a different answer depending on how. So if my service was great, I might send them a separate follow-up question if I said that the star rating was rubbish. So, and I can click submit, and all that information is now being gathered back within the platform. And say that would all be done on the customer's mobile phone handset. So I'm building out my text message here. This is a bit of a marketing message for me, so I want to add an opt-out in. So I'm going to click here, and as part of that text message, we're going to say to opt out, text Zest stop to 60777. When a customer texts that, the system will automatically remove that customer from all other future communications through the platform. So it doesn't allow customers to send to people that have opted out in error. It really sort of strips them and holds that opt out on their behalf. And up here, you can look at all the different customers that have opted out and when they've opted out from any sends within there as well. Again, the opt-out can be used as part of the API. Sometimes you might not want to sort of follow it if you're sending a transactional message, maybe about when was your phone, just to let someone know that their phone's going to be delivered today, for example. That's a transactional message. It doesn't need an opt-out, so we might trigger that out and say, please ignore the opt-out on that instance. So here it's a marketing message, so I'm going to add the opt-out into it. I want to send this out, as we mentioned right at the start of the call. The timing of SMS is really important. You want to get people when they've got time to engage it because they're going to open that message. If I'm rushing around trying to sort the kids out in the morning and get this message, I might look at it and put it back in my pocket and forget about it. So timing of SMS is really important. We want to get it when people have got a little bit of time to sort of engage with it. So I'm going to set this message to be sent at 6 o'clock tonight when everyone's just sitting down and finished their tea. So we'll pick it out. We're going to fire it out at 6 o'clock. So the system will auto drip that feed out. We can schedule messages up to 365 days in advance if we wish to. And here we've got the ability to segment the data. So I'm going to, if I'm sending a really big blast to maybe my whole customer database, and the call to action in there is saying, please call up to renew your latest contract. What we want to be able to do is make sure that we don't get all those customers calling up at the same time, because again, people will act with SMS really quickly. So what I might say is actually, I want to segment that send, and I want to send it out between X and Y. I'm going to drip fade those every 5 minutes out to make sure people can do it, or click on the website, giving sure that the website can handle that amount of traffic that's coming through. The next one is the validity, and that's really key to us. If you've got a time-sensitive offer saying, look, we're going to send this campaign out, and until midnight tonight, you've got 50% off. Well, we'll send this to O2, will look to keep sending this and trigger this to the customers as quickly and often as they can. But obviously, sometimes mobile phone signals are out of signal. They may be on roaming and not be able to deliver the message. So what we'll do is we'll send the message with the validity saying, if this message isn't delivered by this time, please try to stop sending that message. So if it is time sensitive, about a time sensitive offer, and we say, if it's not delivered by 12 o'clock, stop sending, they're not going to then receive a message half an hour later telling them about a great offer which is no longer valid. So we can set that validity on there as well. So I'm happy here. I've scheduled this message out. I'm going to actually change that to Zest4 because it's a Zest4 campaign that we're looking at sending out. And we're going to look at send here. So we can see here, this is my number. I added my first name in as part of the sort of mail merge, so it's there. The message is going to come from Zest4. I've got 7 contacts which in cost. I'm going to send it this time. I'm just going to start clicking through. So I didn't hold the custom data for the next person within here. So actually, this is just going to send out as hi. So where we've got the information, we'll pull it up, and where we don't, we haven't. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to click send. So I've scheduled that out to go out at a later state. But what's really important with the platform is we look at reporting. Reporting is key to us. So we're going to click on reports. I've sent that out and it's not going out to 6 o'clock. So I won't have reporting data from that one, but I'll look at some of the messages I have sent out today. So these are some that I sent out to myself. And we've got various different delivery statuses on here. So delivered means that we've sent it out. O2 have delivered that to the handset, and handset's come back and said, yeah, I've got that message. So we're guaranteeing that that message is on that handset. We've also got the next stage of delivery status, which is undelivered. So we've sent that out to O2. O2 are trying to send that message out, and it's come back and said, look, we've got a delivery feedback from OT that it's going out there, but it's undelivered because the handset isn't in signal. We're still trying to push that out. The other one is unknown, so we've sent it out and we haven't had a ping back from the mobile staff to say where we're up to with it yet. We've also got an invalid status. So invalid means we've sent it out and that number's not registered. We've tried to send it, it's either too short or the number's not registered individuals, so we'll let you know that that data is not good so you can remove it from all future campaigns. And we've also got the status of opted out. So that just means since that last campaign, how many people have opted out from that message. And they'll all show there within the contact groups when we're looking to send those messages. So if I look historically, I've got one here and it shows I've got 4 numbers there delivered, none are undelivered, none are invalid, none are unknown, and none are opted out. Excluded is if we're looking to hold 2 opt-outs and it's more for sort of gambling or highly restricted markets where they need to have an opted out, but also anyone that's self-excluded from messages. And then we can obviously export that and look into that information. This message held a link. So I'm just going to look into the link stats and it says, okay, we put this BBC News one, 3 people have clicked that. They all clicked it at around the same time and they've all got Apple devices and they've also got the sort of latest screen resolution on there. If I wanted to look at some more of the stats in there, we can then sort of export that and look into a little bit more detail. You could get the operating system that those people were looking at, and you could really dig down into a little bit more information on the link stats. And here shows all the various different campaigns, and we can jump in and really start looking at what's happened. So here we're saying these have got Apple, these have got Google. So it's really key to understand what types of handsets your customers are using, because if you are sending out videos and you find out that actually they're all using really old handsets, then you tailor that messaging a little bit more. So we've got a full reporting suite. The same on the APIs as well. We can report on all the API messages. You can either pull them back via the API or just look as part of the platform there, as you can jump in and look as well. We talked about the opt-outs before. We can look at all the messages that all the people that have opted out of this contact group. I've got no one opted out because it's a new account. And we've also got those scheduled messages. So I schedule that message to go outside at 6 o'clock tonight. If I decided, oh, actually, I've changed my mind, I don't want that, or I want to reschedule it for a different time, I can do that. So I don't want to disturb all you kind people at 6 o'clock tonight, so I'm going to delete that message at this stage. So we've built our contact group. We've sent our message. We've looked at some of the reporting. We've also looked at the inbound if we want to people to respond and do those two-way conversations as well. We've also got that side. So we talked about before about the survey tool and about how to build that out. It's really simple. It's a wizard. So here's one of the examples that we built as a little bit of a demo, but I could create a new survey and it's really simple and easy to sort of build out. So I'm going to create a test one here. And then all we do, we've got the page here. At the moment, there's nothing on there when I look at my preview. So all I'm going to do is start building that out. So I'm going to say, actually, I want to add a new item to this page. I want a star rating. Service, and I'm going to put that after the page title, and I'm going to drop that in. So here's my star rating. And all I do then is I'd edit and say, what's the question? I'm going to say that I want that out of 5 stars. I want to make sure people answer it so they can't skip this. Some questions you can say, actually, it's not that important. It's not a mandatory field, but this one's mandatory for me, so I'm going to save that. So if I then start looking at my preview, I can see there, okay, yeah, I'm starting to build that survey. I'm going to add another question, but this time I'm going to ask, put in a checkbox. And I'm going to put that after the service question. So now you can see I've started to build out in there. I haven't added the question yet, but what's going to be the question? Is it option 1, option 2? And all those are editable as part of that sort of platform as we look to build it out from here. So if I wanted to edit in there, what's option 1? True, maybe. Save that value, and we can start to build that out and save that a little bit. So really easy, you build out through that, and it's very quick and easy. And the same with our ticketing tool. We talked before that we've got a ticketing solution that we can build out. And here you can see we can start building out a ticket. We can drop in various different logos, and we can build out a really good sort of ticketing solution that works through there as well. And again, it's a step-by-step process where we build this in. We can have QR codes, we can have single-use, multi-use ticketing systems. We can send it so it can be downloaded into the Pass wallet or the Google wallet. Really quick and easy to sort of talk through. And if anyone wants some more information on that, I can do a slightly different sort of screen share and talk through the sort of ticketing solution that we've got. The other system that we've got, so we're all about integrating it and making things really simple for customers to use. And one of the ways that we've got the API we can integrate, but we've also got a great system called email to SMS. And how email to SMS works is any system that's got the ability to send out an email, we can send that email and we can convert it into a text message. So if you were given access to someone maybe in a call center, and I've just tried to call someone, but I don't want to give them access to the full platform. I just want to give them access to be able to send ad hoc emails. So what we could see, we could register that email address here to say, yeah, all we do is add in what the email address is, what type of sender name that they want that message to come from. So mark@o2.com. And now we're saying if I receive any emails from mark@o2.com, I'm going to give them access to send email to SMS. So all I would build in my email is I'd send the mobile phone number at o2.com. We'd send that in, we'd receive that text message, and then in the body of the message, you type out what text message you want. We'd receive that email, we convert it to a text message and send out to the customer. So it's a really easy way to sort of give access to people to send ad hoc single messages, or also integrate with any sort of CRM and third-party systems if you can't do it by the API. So they send out an email to us, we convert that email, and we send out a text message to the customer. So email to SMS is a really powerful tool. It's used within a lot of industries to sort of send out mass marketing messages or mass communications from various different sort of CRM platforms. So we've also got here is the dashboard. We've now seen it. We've seen some different sends that are going out, and we can see the various different sort of in and outbound. So today I've sent 25 messages. I've had 7 messages come back in. So all those people that text into the inbound keyword, and it just gives me a little bit of an overview of the various different platforms as well. You'd have the ability within this platform to see all your sub users. I've got no sort of sub brands under here, but all your customers would sit under there. You'd see their usage. You'd be able to pull out the reports to show them the different levels of usage that your customers, so you can ring up and talk to them and transfer them messages if they've just bought some more bundles for you. So it's really self-service, very easy to use. Customers are normally up and running in sort of 10 and 15 minutes, and they'll be out sending to customers, whether it's be marketing or transactional messages. So if you've got any questions, please send them through to your various sort of sales points of contact. More than happy to look in some various greater detail if people want to look at the API or any specific sort of functionality within the platform. The product does have some real sort of strength and power to it. It has lots of functionalities, but certain customers might just be using it very simply to upload a couple of numbers and send out. So it does really work from those very sort of small use cases right up to those sort of large corporates where we're sending out hundreds of thousands of messages on a daily basis. So it has that great flexibility that sits with it. Thanks very much for your time. I'm pleased to get in touch with your sales rep, and we can look to progress this further.